Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us for our overnight action report, taking a look at Asia. The Asian markets were trading overnight, and there was some brisk trade, and let's just jump right into it. My name is Joseph Cusick, and I am with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock here, to offer you some insights here on MarketStream.live. Taking a look at Asia, Japanese Nikkei lost about 0.4% overnight. You saw Sumoko, Tokyo Electron, Kobe Steel, as well as Advantest and Fast Retailing, all losing between 1.6% and 5.5%. You did see some outperformance in some select technology names. Most notable has been Toshiba, Pioneer, and Fujitsu, all climbing between 3.3% and 4.9%. What's notable is Toshiba has been beat up over the last few sessions, so it's good to see that it's bouncing. EWJ is the ETF that tracks the Japanese stocks. This is what you can utilize to keep an eye on Japan, or if you're looking to get exposure here in your portfolio. It's trading at $50.25. Now, the options are pricing in for the next day for a range of around 62 cents in this $50 stock. It's a little bit more than 1% for the next day and a half. The 16-day range is right around $1.22, so you have basically about a 2.5% range coming in for the next 16 days, and that's decent. Vol is extremely low. For you that do not understand or have never utilized volatility, that's just an expectation of movement. If it's low in the single digits, that means that there's not a heightened expectation of big violent moves, in this case in EWJ. The IV rank is around 9%. If it was at 99%, we'd be on alert. That means that there could be the potential for some big violent moves, either up or down. Now, critical levels that you're going to want to watch on this Japanese ETF, EWJ, is going to be 50-10. You're going to see it hold and continue to advance here if the bulls are going to continue to be in the short-term driver's seat. You're also going to watch 49.94. This is going to be an important institutional level. Institutions, if it dips back and holds this level at 49.94, they may buy a little bit more here, especially if the prospects in Japan are looking positive. And 48.28 is going to be long-term support at this juncture in EWJ. Now, taking a look at the Hong Kong Hang Seng, it outperformed overnight, climbing 1.5%. Energy-related names finished in the lead. PetroChina, China Energy, China Petrol, and Chemical, all rising between 4% and 4.25%. You also saw that property names like China Resources Land, SHK Properties, and China Overseas, they were posting gains between 1.6% and 2.6%. So there's been some positive moves out of Hong Kong, especially in those property names that were under pressure in the last couple months of 2016. EWH is the ETF that tracks Hong Kong stocks, and it's trading at $19.80. Now, over the next 16 days, the options are pricing in the potential range of around 45 cents, either up or down, in this $19.80 ETF. The implied volatility is really low. It's at 13% as far as rank, so it's on the lower end. Not a heightened expectation of big violent moves, but we're going to want to keep an eye on this. Critical levels that you're going to want to watch: 2032, 2090, and 2049. As I said, property names and some financial names have been under pressure in China, as well as some gaming names. We're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to need some momentum over this $20 level in this ETF that tracks stocks in the Hang Seng if the bulls are going to actually get into the driver's seat. Now, taking a look at China, the Shanghai Composite did add about 0.2%. Now, the story really here is the Chinese currency, the yuan, was up about 1% against the US dollar. We're seeing strength after successive sessions of when they kept moving. The Chinese People's Bank of China continued to move the peg on the yuan lower and lower and lower. You're also seeing there are some headlines that are coming out saying that the government may ask state-owned enterprises to sell some dollars. This is interesting. We're getting very close to the inauguration of President Trump, as well as the potential policies that he's going to have as far as trade coming down the pipe. It's interesting that the Chinese are asking state-owned agencies to start dumping dollars. That could be in lieu of other things that they might want to do economically to kind of force the hand of a Trump administration policy towards trade. We'll have to watch this one very closely. FXI is the ETF that you can track that will track a large cap composite stocks in the Shanghai Composite. It's trading at $35.15. The options are pricing in a 66-cent range in this $35 stock for the next day. There's pricing in a potential of $1.36 range for the next 16 days. So you could see FXI either up above 36 and some change or down below 34, maybe 33 and some change. Implied volatility in this Chinese ETF is low. The rank is at 16%. So we don't have a heightened sense of huge violent moves, but we're going to watch critical levels. 35.69. A break there means that we have an upside trend that's starting to take place in the short term. 36.41. That means that institutions could be getting very interested in investing in Chinese stocks and in China. And 35.47, that's long-term resistance at this point. Break there, and you have a lot of people that have been getting in at higher prices, feeling a little bit better about their investments in China. Now, finally, we're going to take a look at India. India's Sensex gained about 0.9% amid broad-based strength. You saw Tata Steel, Tata Motors, two of the largest components of an ETF that I watch, EPI, Power Grid, Suzuki, ICICI Bank, adding between 2.3% and 3.5%. So there's a broad-based move here in the Indian markets overnight. EPI is trading at $20.38. That's the ETF that I utilize to watch, monitor, and potentially trade India. The options for the next day and a half basically are pricing in the potential of around a 35-cent range in this $20 stock. For the next 16 days, there's an 80-cent range being priced in this $20.38 stock ETF that tracks Indian stocks. Implied volatility is moderate. It's at the rank of around 35%, so still on the low end of the scale, but it's starting to move up. Critical levels that you're going to want to see. The bulls have taken hold in this Indian ETF, and Indian stocks have been moving up to the upside in the last couple of weeks. 2024 on EPI. That is a level that has to hold if the bulls are going to stay in control in the short term. 2046. If 2046 starts to get broached, then you could see some institutions jumping into more of these Indian stocks or in this space. And 2054, that's long-term resistance. That means those that have gotten in at higher prices are starting to feel better about their investment. All right, folks, that's the overnight action from Asia. Join me at 8:45 Eastern Time, where I'm going to be going over all of the opening action and all the action in Europe that's online right now. We'll see you here on MarketStream.live. Have a great day.